Okay, we have done the decrease on our very first heel, and now we're going to increase on our very first heel. Again, this is part 2. That's Lee. I'm Jamie, and this is the true knit. And this is Lee's very first heel. Now, she has raised the last needle on the right side. Now, she's going to knit this row. Okay? Now, once you have knit that row, that was your last row of decrease. Once you've knit that row, you're going to stack those 3 forks only under these working needles. You're going to stack them as high as you can get them and as close together as you can get them. Now, we're going to watch what happens when you stack those up there. And we can tell from right here whether she does a good job or not.
What are you looking for?
We're watching for that, see these stitches right here? We're watching for that action right there. Did you see them seat themselves against the cylinder?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're watching for.
Okay.
So did you move all 3?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in order to make a nice rounded toe, what you're going to do is you're going to lower the first 2 needles on this side. Okay. Now, on the true knit, you can push them all the way down, but see how that latch went closed? Yep. That's not going to, that'll cause a drop stitch. So raise it up just a little. There you go. Keep that next one. Yes. Raise it up. Open that latch. Now, what's going to happen is, ooh, you got a little magnetization going on there. That's bad. Okay. So what's going to happen is you're going to go around, crank back around, and when you hit this needle right here, you want to watch this yarn wrap around that latch. Now we can see that from this angle as soon as the yarn carrier goes by. Now, yep, we'll have more opportunity to see it. So you're going to lower the first 2 needles on that side. Okay. It's interesting to note that on the true knit, everything is stainless and aluminum. There's nothing magnetic on the machine except for the needles. Okay, now we're only going to lower 1 needle at a time. Okay.
Now, do we leave the weights on while we're increasing?
Yes, you're going to leave those weights on until you need them again for the toe. Let me say that again. You're going to leave those weights on until you need them again for the toe, or until you can raise the buckle up over the heel. Oh yeah, ratchet, wrap around there. Okay, just so you know, Lee's not a hand knitter, but she's kind of a crafting savant. So, she's one of my crafting buddies. And I'm dragging her down this rabbit hole. Except she lives in Florida, so she doesn't really need warm socks, only when she comes here.
Are we going to eventually raise all of these one at a time, or are we going to?
No,
we're going to go to
the halfway marks.
Halfway marks.
Except that when you hand knit a short row heel, you have to be careful because you get a little gap at the junction of the heel and the foot. So since we decreased 9 needles per side, we're going to increase 8 needles per side. And this is, again, on the first heel. We're using half of the needles because she's never done this before. I forgot to tell you what we do to people that make their first heel perfect. I take them out back and knock them around a little.
That wasn't part of the deal.
I just kind of forgot to mention that part.
I need a drop stitch somewhere.
You do, because...
But your machine's doing too good a job. It's making it easy for a beginner.
I didn't pay her to say that, you people. Okay, now that is the second needle. You're going to lower that second needle and you're going to stop at C. Okay, stop at C. Now you're going to lower all your needles. Now keep in mind that you have to make sure that those latches are open. And sometimes in the lowering process, those latches do funny things. And when you push them down, you should not push them all the way down. You should leave them raised up just a hair on all the machines except for the True Knit, because it'll be just fine. Okay, now you've got all your latches are open. We're going to check and double check. And I don't know how many times I've said, I spy with my little eye. No closed latches. There we go. Okay. Now crank forward. But keep going. Now give it heck. There you go. You've just made a heel. Yeah. Ta-da!